Hello, new poker players. If you're trying to decide whether to study GTO, Game Theory Optimal, or Exploitative poker, this video is for you. And spoiler alert, the answer to which strategy wins more is that depends on you. There's a lot of factors that go into play, and that's what this video is all about. While it would be nice if the career path for becoming a full-time poker player looked somewhat like this, that's simply not the case. Although GTO theory is said to be guaranteed to win in the long run, it is calculated to ensure a marginal success or better. Exploitative poker players take advantage of individual player weaknesses in order to maximize their profits. And by that I mean they may study GTO, however, they feel free to deviate based on what they observe of various players and how well those players follow the correct moves and take advantage of those weaknesses. Because one of the most important things to know about GTO is it is technically not yet solved. The computer has not finished solving the problem. Furthermore, it's humanly impossible to play as perfectly as a computer. So even if it is solved, or when it is solved, you as a human are fallible and will not play as perfectly as a computer. That's a guarantee. And as I said, the goal is balance, which actually limits the amount of profits in the long run. The goal is more or less to break even and make sure that you do not lose. That is what the computer has calculated when determining GTO play. In contrast, exploitative play utilizes both logic and intuition. It is higher risk, but it can lead to bigger rewards. The second most important thing to know about GTO is it doesn't work as well against weak players. It works best against other players who are playing or trying to play GTO, whereas exploitative play works against any type of player. So really, the choice is playing low stakes, where GTO doesn't work as well. It might be less expensive, but you would have higher variance, versus playing high stakes, which is much more expensive, but has lower variance. And before you go and think that if you get your skill level up to a certain point, you really have nothing to worry about, it's okay to risk money that you can't afford to lose, well, look at these graphs. This graph shows the range of results you might experience over 50,000 hands. And keep in mind, each of these lines represents a player with equal skill level. With equal skills, you may end up winning 8,000 big blinds or losing 8,000 big blinds. Most of those lines are in the middle of the graph, but the technical truth is you could lose just as much as you might win, no matter your skill level, depending on how the cards fall. Just in case you think that playing more hands will help this is a graph showing what happens over 200,000 hands. As you can see, most of the lines have moved into the positive zone. However, many players didn't make a lot of money. A few of those lines went above the 15,000 big blinds, but there's still the one person who just got dealt really bad cards and lost more than 15,000 big blinds. Anything can happen. In case that graph isn't enough to convince you, I'm going to give you two real-life examples of extremely skilled poker players that have had a really bad run recently. The first is Ethan Rampage Yao, known as Rampage Poker. He had a great 2022. He won both the 25K High Roller at World Poker Tour and the Poker Masters event, amongst other things. But in 2023, he lost over $400,000. And the start of his 2024 hasn't been much better. And there was another even bigger name player who had a horrible 2023, Daniel Negreanu. He lost over $2 million. When interviewed about that, he very accurately said he has been incredibly fortunate to have only one losing year where he lost about $1 million, another one where he broke even, and winning years every year other than these. Incredibly fortunate is right. The cards need to fall in your favor to some degree. It's not all about skill as much as we would like it to be. So, in my opinion, the real question is not, should you learn GTO or exploitative poker? It's, how much can you really afford to risk? I say study both ways to play the game and just have fun. In fact, that's why I end every video by saying, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and have fun playing Texas Hold'em.